What's up guys, just Messi here, welcome to a brand new video and welcome to your daily dose of transfer gossip. Today is Wednesday the 22nd of June and finally it looks like the transfer window is starting to pick up some kind of momentum as there's a lot of confirmed deals and some really good rumours. So as always guys, if you can smash 1,500 likes that'd be absolutely awesome. If you're new to my channel, click that subscribe button for daily FIFA content. In the comments below, let me your thoughts on today's rumours I should do in the next episode, and if you missed any of my previous videos including 2 yesterday, check out the description below or alternatively click on my channel. 8 AM is transfers, 9 to 10 PM is the second video. And when I said we have a lot of confirmed deals, I was not lying. We have 14 to get through today. So the very first one involves a young Italian by the name of Marco Benassi at Torino. He's now signed a new contract extension until 2021. And he's a very good card on FIFA, and I imagine possibly next year could potentially be a gold card, but still got himself a new 5-year contract. Then we got on to this guy that's not on FIFA Ultimate Team, but it's a new youngster signing for Ajax. His head-to-head stats and stuff will be on your screen right now, and he's called Davinson Sanchez, I believe, and he's gone to Ajax from Atletico Nacional in the Colombian League, if I'm correct, on an undisclosed fee on a 5-year deal. And I think that's the second sign in the last couple of days they've got from the South America region. Now we got on to Messiah Ribas, I think that's how you say his name, a Polish player. Initially is like a left midfielder, but he has gone in-form left back, hence that like 40 defending on the card. But he has joined Lyon in the League On from Terek Grozny from the Russian League on an undisclosed fee on a 3-year deal. And like I mentioned, he's normally like a left mid or something on FIFA, but got a left back in-form card. Now we got on to a player, apologies if I butchered his name. So I think his name is Agarecha. So again, apologies if I butchered that, but the TXE, that is absolutely dumb heading. So he plays for Real Sociedad and has now got a new contract until 2020. So yeah, Agarecha, apologies if that is wrong. And now we go on to a player, Durdic, and this one has actually been released to join another club, and he's gone from Augsburg and apparently is going to be now joining Partizan Belgrade. So the German club have agreed to release him from his contract, and he's now going to join Partizan Belgrade on a free transfer, I'm assuming. Then we got on to Tony Vilhena. He was fully expected to leave Feyenoord, but now has signed a new, I think it's a 2-year deal until 2018. And some places are saying this could be like Ilkay Gundogan with Borussia Dortmund, where he signed a new contract and then will probably leave next year. So Feyenoord or the current club get a fee out of him. And now we move on to a Slovakian centre-back that's joined Roma on a permanent basis. Now that is going to be Norbert Jomba. Again, apologies, just like that other Spanish guy, apologies if that is wrong, but he is now officially signed from Catania for £1.13 million. And they've also signed another guy called Sadiq from, I think it's Spezia Calcio for 1.8 mil. But he's not a FIFA Ultimate Team. Now we go on to Zuba Basachi to do the Russian manager. That is going to be Slutsky, his name is, and he's now officially quit as the Russian manager, and apparently he wasn't even getting paid. So Russia had a horrific Euro campaign after getting knocked out in the group stages. They got 1 point, I think it was, and that was, of course, it was against us in like the 90th minute. By the way, he has quit now, and apparently his only bonuses he was getting paid were if he actually qualified, so he's getting nothing. So they'll now have to find a new manager because I think they've got financial issues. Now we got on to, I think it's another manager one. Actually, yeah, it says name on your screen, but Brazil finally named a replacement for their previous manager. So they replaced Dunga with a guy called Tite. He's currently the Corinthians manager, or possibly former Corinthians manager, and apparently they're the best team in Brazil right now. So it kind of makes sense. He knows what he's on about, and will know players from the Liga do Brazil. But if you let Dunga and leaves out some big names, I can't see it going any better for Brazil in the near future. But we'll have to wait and see for that one. So now we go on to Luis Hernandez, a Spanish centre-back that's a silver, and he looks absolutely sick, going to Leicester City from Sporting Gijon. I'm not sure if it is actually a fee or anything, because it basically says a 4-year contract starting the 1st of July. So he may have been signed on a free, who knows. But it's still, on FIFA, it looks absolutely incredible. And if you're like me and appreciate good silver cards, that definitely comes in that category. He fits multiple different categories right here. He fits a pacey centre-back in the BPL as a silver, probably the first one this year actually. He's a Spaniard centre-back in the BPL that looks very good, which is obviously great for hybrids. And I mean, if he remains a silver on FIFA 17, that's an added bonus. And it also means if you want to use the likes of Richard Delay or something, you can just link him to him rather than go to Robert Huth or Wes Morgan. So that's quite a good option for pace abusers at the back. Then we go on to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It's not a transfer as of yet, but he's actually retiring from international football after Euro 2016. I think Sweden actually played tonight, so this could technically be Ibra's last ever game as a Sweden international. It's quite sad in that front, and he's not had a great tournament so far at Euros, but tonight it could all change. Then we go on to Maxwell at PSG signing a new 1-year contract. So that takes until the end of the season, and I imagine, given his age, he could possibly retire at the age of like 35 or 36 by then. Then we go on to Stefan El Shaarawy, this time making the switch to Roma a permanent basis, and I think yesterday Roma signed 3 players. So he's joined from AC Milan for £10 million or 13 million euros on a 4-year contract. A very, very good signing for them because he was excellent when he joined them in January. And then finally today we go on to Alvaro Morata. This one's huge, by the way. Real Madrid have confirmed they've triggered that release clause of 30 million euros or 23 million pounds. And that is the buyback clause they put into his contract initially when he joined Juventus. So a great signing for them. They've actually said in their statement they will be taking part in pre-season season, so he could possibly be staying for next season. Or if they sell him on, they could fetch a massive fee, but we'll have to wait and see further down the line for that one. Now we go on to potential deals, and the very first one is Mikel Arteta, but not as a player. Now everyone's probably fully aware this guy is now officially retired from football after ending it last season with Arsenal, and now, according to Daily Mail and multiple other sources today, he's very close to agreeing a deal with Manchester City. And according to Daily Mail, Manchester City have agreed a deal to add ex-Arsenal midfielder Mikel Arteta to Pep Guardiola's coaching staff for next season. But it's now up to him whether he takes a couple of years out of football or goes straight back into as a coaching staff member and work with Pep Guardiola, which I imagine is very, very hard to turn down. Then we go on to Andros Townsend today, linked to Liverpool, and I hate these type of rumours. But luckily there are two parts, and the most reliable part is the second part. So the first bit is according to Daily Mirror, and that is saying Liverpool are planning a move for Newcastle United winger Andros Townsend. The 24-year-old has a £10.5 million buyout clause in his contract. Now when I saw this last night, I was like, oh my god, this is like Brendan Rodgers-esque signings. Please don't be true. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a good player, played very well for Newcastle, but he's not what we need. And luckily for us, the Liverpool Echo have come out and said, the contrary to reports from the Daily Mirror, the Anfield Club have no desire to sign the 24-year-old after his impressive second half of the season at St James's Park. They have said Man City, Crystal Palace, Southampton and West Ham are all said to be interested in Townsend, so I'm glad we're kind of out of that hat, and hopefully this one doesn't go through, and if he does go through, I hope he proves me wrong. Then we go on to another one linked to Liverpool, and that is going to be Leicester's Ben Chilwell. So I'm not going to claim I've seen anything of Ben Chilwell. I don't think anyone really has, but I mean, we must be scouting him a fair amount. But one thing about him, if we are offering £7 million of Ben Chilwell, why the hell don't we double that and just get Jonas Hector from Cologne? But hey, it's Liverpool we're talking about right here. So apparently today, according to Chris Bascombe, I think his name is, Liverpool have had a £7 million bid rejected from Leicester for their left back Ben Chilwell, and apparently Paul Joyce is saying we have to pay up to £10 million to get him. And for someone that's completely unproven, £10 million, he may be a big prospect, he may be a great signing if we get him, but for a 20-year-old and £10 million, I'm not fully convinced, especially when the rumoured fee for Hector is like 12 mil. But now going to a player linked to a move away from Liverpool, and it's one I'm absolutely gutted about. That is going to be Joe Allen, the Welsh Perlo, the Welsh Chavy, whatever you want to call him. And yesterday, in fact, was a hashtag Joe Allen Appreciation Day. And it's very hard not to appreciate this guy. So after a very good Euro so far, in fact, out of 2 of the 3 opening games for Wales, he has received the official Man of the Match award. So that shows how well he's doing. And basically, today apparently going to be rejoining Swansea City for £10 million. So for Swansea, that'd be a great deal for them. Getting that old player back for £5 million less than they actually sold him for. So good luck to Joe Allen if he goes, but it's just one of the ones I really wish we don't get rid of him. The same with Kolo Touré. If we get rid of Kolo and Joe Allen, that kind of is a bit of a kick in the balls. But now we go on to Franco Vasquez today, linked to West Brom. And it reads that West Brom have joined Tottenham in the race to sign Palermo forward Franco Vasquez, according to the Italian club's vice president. He signed in 2012, but it seems very unlikely now he's going to stay beyond this summer. And speaking to calciomercato.com, the vice president pretty much says that our sporting director has informed us that the club is in negotiations with some English clubs for Franco Vasquez. In this selection, I think there is West Bromwich Albion, and Vasquez is aware there's possibility of going to the Premier League, and he has told us he would be open to a move or going abroad. So it looks like Vasquez could be coming to the Premier League very soon. Then we got on to Troy Deeney today, and every single time I mention him, it's £5 million more than the last article. So Sky Sports today in the gossip column does say that Leicester City are preparing a new £30 million bid for Watford striker Troy Deeney, and everyone knows my opinion on this matter now. Even when it's 20 mil, I was like, what the fuck is happening with this? But basically £30 million, and apparently they've already had 2 bids rejected, of course, of 20 and 25 mil, but the world is going mad. But who knows, in a year's time I could be eating my own words and say, oh my god, Troy Deeney is a fantastic striker to get in, because Leicester City won the Premier League last season and it's very, very unpredictable, so who knows, he could be like a 30 goal a season player next year, although it could be very unlikely. Then we go on to Jerry Menez today, and apparently he is going to be leaving AC Milan, and this is according to Gazzetta World. They're saying the AC Milan striker Jerry Menez looks set to end his topsy-turvy time at the San Siro this summer, and is apparently turned down opportunities to go to China, and that was in January. And today, according to his agent Jean-Pierre Benez, he believes the Frenchman will now conclude his time at AC Milan, and now has a quote according to Italian media, and that quote reads that Menez has 1 year left on his Milan contract. I think he'll leave the club and then he'll prepare for the future, and we'll see what offers we receive. And can you remember how good this guy was back on FIFA 12 with 5-star skill moves and long shots? Absolutely filthy card. And now we're going to Hatem Ben Arfa. This one's really big. Apparently he's actually he's not going to Barcelona or anywhere, he's actually going to Sevilla. Ben Arfa is out of contract at Nice and has been heavily linked with a move to Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain this summer. Premier League champions Leicester City had also expressed an interest in the France international, but 3-time Europa League winners Sevilla have now agreed a deal to bring him to Spain. And that'd be so sick for BVA teams next year. Having him link up to like Griezmann, Benzema and stuff, that's absolutely quality stuff. So Ben Arfa to Sevilla looks like it could well be a done deal, potentially today. And now we move on to Andreas Christensen, a centre-back that currently plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach on loan from Chelsea. And apparently Gladbach are willing to break the bank to sign the on-loan defender, according to various reports. Both the Evening Standard and also the Daily Mirror are saying that 20-year-old Christensen could make his stay in Germany permanent after an impressive first season with Gladbach. He's currently midway through a 2-year loan deal at Chelsea, is also considering the possibility of bringing him back to Stamford Bridge early. But apparently now, Gladbach will do all they can to get him to stay, again, on a permanent basis. And the director of football at Gladbach has already said that we know a player of quality does not come at a cheap price. So good news for Sevilla was that they could be bringing in Hatem Ben Arfa, but now today, according to multiple reports, Gregor Krychowiak, the CDM from Poland, could be on his way out to Paris Saint-Germain. So Krychowiak has emerged as the preferred target for the French champions Paris Saint-Germain, ahead of Leicester City's N'Golo Kante, and negotiations now are underway between the two clubs. Sevilla agreed a new contract with Krychowiak in November, but the deal includes a release clause priced at 30 million euros. And with Laurent Blanc leaving at the end of this week, it looks like the actual replacement for Laurent Blanc as manager will be the former Sevilla boss from last season and the previous seasons, Unai Emery. He was actually the man that won the 3 Europa Leagues in a row, and also was the man that signed Krychowiak to Sevilla back in 2014 from, I think it was Rennes or something, from the French league. Kante is also considered, but Krychowiak is now the leading target, and talks are expected to progress over the next few days. And Poland currently, I think they remain in the Euros in the knockout stages, so it could go on for a few more days after that. And let's face it, Thiago Motta is not getting any younger, and Krychowiak, he's in great form right now. Then we got on to Dani Alves, and apparently very close to joining and completing the move to Juventus. And that is according to DiMarzio today, again the trusty Italian journalist. Dani Alves will undergo a medical at Juventus next Monday, and Juventus, they've obviously signed the likes of Sami Khedira on a free over the last couple of years, and it looks like a very good signing for them, and I imagine it'd be very nice for FIFA as well. And they'll hope he has the same type of impact that Khedira had after making that switch on a free deal. Then we got on to Nolito today, the Spaniard that's playing quite well for Spain right now, and he currently plays for, I think it's Celta Vigo, today linked to Manchester City again. At lunchtime yesterday, they did actually have some interviews regarding Nolito from, I think it's like Gerard Piqué and Sergio Busquets, basically begging Barcelona to get him. But now, according to the Mail Online, they're actually now reporting they have indeed missed out on him, that is Nolito, with Manchester City winning the race. The paper states that the Celta Vigo winger has agreed to sign a 3-year deal with Pep Guardiola's new side as soon as Euro 2016 finishes, and the fee for this one is around 18 million euros. Then we got on to Leonardo Bonucci today, actually a double deal, Bonucci and also Antonio Candreva. And according to Sky Sports gossip column, basically Conte wants to raise native Italy for Juventus centre-back Leonardo Bonucci, and also on top of that, Lazio's Antonio Candreva, and apparently he's willing to offer around £57 million for the pair. Obviously they're both at different clubs, but I'm assuming it's like 30 million for Bonucci and 27 million for Candreva. And also another player into Chelsea today is going to be Nacho Fernandez of Real Madrid. And this is according to AS. They're saying that the Blues want to add a new centre-back to their ranks this summer, and Nacho is among their targets. Roma and Villarreal have both also inquired about the Spaniard's availability, and he's yesterday, in fact on Tuesday, he spoke to the high members of Real Madrid about his future. Madrid have no intention of selling the versatile defender who's under contract until 2021, but the player wants to discuss his role with coach Zinedine Zidane before making a decision. And the pair will meet next week and see where it goes from there. And then we got on to Seko Fofana today of Manchester City, I think it was. He's out on loan last season to a French club, Bastia, but now apparently going to Udinese on a permanent basis. And that's according to Sky Sports News. Then we got on to Remy Cabella, and apparently according to Newcastle Chronicle, he's finally completed his move to Marseille, according to reports in France. He only actually spent 6 months at Newcastle before going out on loan to Marseille, so obviously didn't work out too well. Then we go on to a guy that's not currently on FIFA Ultimate Team. That's going to be Nico Kranjčar. And this one is essentially official. According to Sky Sports News, former Tottenham and QPR and also Portsmouth midfielder Nico Kranjčar is set for medical with Rangers on Wednesday, ahead of completing a move to Ibrox. The Croatian midfielder is out of contract after he rejected a new deal at New York Cosmos. And I used to love watching this guy. He had one hell of a long shot on him, and he's a little decent playmaker. He's getting on a little bit now, but still could be a good signing for Rangers. And he'll join the likes of Jordan Roster. There's also Clint Hill and also Joe Barton to join them this summer. Then we got on to the guy that featured in the confirmed ones, and that is Morata yet again. So according to Marca today, Alvaro Morata will cost 75 million euros if Real Madrid decide to sell him on this summer. They do go on to say, however, it's not clear if they want to keep hold of the striker or look to sell him on for profit. So at the moment, I mean, Real Madrid's actual announcement yesterday did say he will be taking part in pre-season, so I'm assuming he will be part of their plans for somewhat next season. It also mentions how Arsenal and Chelsea really do want to get him, but Madrid are fully aware of this, and if they want to get him, they'll have to pay 75 million euros if they opt to part ways with him for a second time. So despite him going back to Real Madrid on a permanent basis, it doesn't stop the rumours there. But that is going to be all for today's potential transfers as well as the confirmed ones, guys. So as always, if you smash 1,000 followers likes, that'd be absolutely awesome. If you're to my channel, click subscribe button for daily FIFA content. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on today's rumours and rumours I shoot in the next episode. And if you missed any of my previous videos, they're down below in that description box, guys. Or alternatively, check out my channel, 8 AM transfers, 9 to 10 PM is the second video, guys. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.